that's how it works, right? So everything that you do is a mindset. And it's important that we know this in the sense that our mind is where everything happens. To the extent you can think, I always use the word think for yourself. To the extent you can think for yourself, analyze your thoughts, and clearly define what those thoughts are to you, and take actions according to those thoughts. To that extent, you will see meaningful results in your life, and you have a life that is meaningful and progressive. People that are always complaining, things are not working for me, things are not working for me. It is not that things are not working for them. It's just that a lot of people don't think. I can tell you for free, a lot of people don't think. Thinking is the hardest part. And the topic we have in front of us today, how long do I have? I want to speak for 15 to 20 minutes and ask questions. I think in 20 minutes, if I've not done justice to the conversation, then there is nothing else to say. Thinking is the most difficult thing for a human being to do. When you say someone is lazy, it's not that they are lazy physically, it's that they are lazy mentally. That's why if you check the world, history of the world, the top leaders, they are never big, macho, full of muscles. They are mostly just simple, ordinary guys, physically looking ordinary, but they are controlling the military, controlling the world. Go and check Hitler. Go and check the former USSR leader. Go and check Winston Churchill. Go and check the greats of America, American president. Just do some history. There is nobody that led actively in the past that was physically built and had all of those strength and muscles physically. But they were all visionaries and all thinkers. They were able to outthink, out-strategize every other one. And people looked up to them because of their mind. Because of their mind. And the topic we have in front of us today takes into cognizance this fact. Can we all hear me and still see me?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So the topic says, embracing your uniqueness. How self-discovery shapes confidence and career choices. Embracing your uniqueness. In the world we live today, I have found out that embracing your uniqueness is the key to personal branding. Because in the world we live today, personal branding is the key for business success. Because of social media, the level playing field is the ground. I mean, the field is level, right? We all have a level playing field now to showcase our abilities, our services, and what we do. And personal branding is one of the biggest tools for us to do that. But behind personal branding, the key tool is your ability to embrace your uniqueness. Everybody you admire today found out their strengths and start developing themselves around their strengths. So the question is, what is that thing about you that you're shy about? What is that thing about you that bothers you? What is that thing about you that you're ashamed of? What is that thing about you that you don't like? Whatever that thing is your uniqueness. It starts from there. So I'll give you an example. When we're growing up, most of the ladies that were well endowed behind, they were laughed out, spoken down on. Most of the ladies that had big eyes, people used to yap them. Most of the ladies that had big lips, people used to yap them. People that had high cheekbone. It wasn't a thing. They were looking very different to the style of those days, right? And in those days, when we're growing up. Hold up, please. Hold up, guys. Just a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, I just need to structure something. Okay, I was saying during our time growing up, people that were unique physically, using the female gender as an example, they were laughed at, you know, mocked, and most of them became ashamed of how they looked. And that was because then the television and the radio set was the only media, and the print media was the only media how people get to know what is right, what is good, what is seemingly accepted as being beautiful. So therefore, the models that we saw on TV were the ones, and the American icons were the ones determining what was fashionable, what we thought was beautiful, what we thought was okay. There was no social media. So therefore, what we perceived as what was beautiful was slim, elegant, tall for ladies, fine lips, thin lips, eyes that we call sexy eyes, and whatnot. But with the advent of social media, ladies that were curvy, they had their own uniqueness, started posting about themselves, showcasing themselves. And all of a sudden, people that like were them realized that, look, people were following these people and they started showing more of themselves. And all of a sudden, the world was given an opportunity to choose what they prefer. Then all of a sudden, having a big behind became a thing, so much it became a market where people now are paying so much to have a BBL done, to have a liposuction, to have thick lips, to have high cheekbones. You see, the narrative changed. What changed the narrative? People embraced their uniqueness. They were not afraid to show what they perceived, what the world perceived as flawed, and they put it out there through a video content, and it resonated with people of their kind and their tribe, and they gained some followership. All of a sudden, because they had the audience, they were able to change the narrative of how people perceive people like that, just because they embraced what made them unique. I can take it a step further. People that had an accent, when they speak, you say this person is poetic, this person is Yoruba, this person is this. They found their tribe, did content around how they speak, and people that are like them, it resonated with them, and they built an audience. All of a sudden, right now in this world, whatever it is you think that makes you look ugly now becomes what makes you stand out. So that's one way to embrace your uniqueness. There are people like you. Whatever you think about yourself that you do not like, I can bet you there are almost 10 million people like you that are thinking like you. If you showcase that thing, if you tell that story, if you embrace it and own it and make it powerful, those 10 million people will a percentage of those 10 million people will gravitate towards you. Then you have your market, you have an audience that you can sell your product to. That's one. Two, whatever it is that you think about yourself that is powerful, that is strong, that is beautiful, that you think is your strength. Maybe it's your ability to speak, your ability to act, your ability to lead, whatever it is. So I just spoke about weaknesses, now I'm moving on to strength. So whatever you think of yourself that you think is right, is good, is nice, that I think I have this ability, test it in the market, put it out there, embrace it, own it, make it yours. Convince people with how you speak about it. Tell your story with so much conviction and passion, and see how the audience will resonate with it. If the audience doesn't respond, develop it. On your skills, own it. Spend some time developing it. Try it again, and the market will respond. So these are two ways you can embrace your uniqueness. You know you. I don't know you. I don't know your story. Guess what? Before this time, if you're a lady, and you were raped, molested, you cannot even speak about it. It's a thing of shame. But guess what? In this world, if you talk about it, there are 10,000, 1 million ladies that have gone through that. It will resonate with them. They will connect with you. They will form empathy. They become your audience. They become your market. You can write a story about it. You can do a book about it. You can do conferences around it. You can monetize it. That shapes your life. Before today, if you're a man and you've gone through a story of rejection, you spoke to 2, 3, 4 ladies, or you pitched a business and you failed, it's something of shame. You can't talk to it about amongst your friends because they will think you're not a man. But in today's world, if you talk about that, you put it out there, there are a million men that have gone through the same thing because they see that you're bold enough to speak about what they've gone through, to resonate with them, they will connect with you. That becomes your audience. That becomes your life. That becomes your market. So you see, whether good or bad, all you need to do is to identify that thing, own it, develop it, speak about it passionately, be convinced about it, tell your story. No one can tell your story as you can tell your story. Nobody, I repeat, can tell your story as you can tell your story. And you have no excuse. You just decide, right? You decide. And that's how self-discovery shapes confidence. You discover yourself. How? How do you discover yourself? What is self-discovery? Self-discovery is exploring who you truly are. For me, that I'm a Christian, what defines me is what Christ has done for me and what Christ says I am. That's what defines me. So Jesus said, I'm a conqueror. I believe I am a conqueror. He says that I'm the best. I'm the best. He said, I have victory. I have victory. It is what God says about me that I believe. And it's very simple. You don't even need to be a Christian to believe this. It's just very simple. If God creates us after his own image, after his own likeness, and there is no other person better than God, that means we are the best, because he created us after his likeness and after his own image. So therefore, I'm the best. Now, it's easier said than done. I can say I'm the best, but when it comes to situations of my life, do I act as the best? Do I accept the best? Do I ask for the best? Do I insist for the best? Do I envision the best? So that statement that I said I'm the best will be tested in my everyday life. So if I tell my friends I'm the best, they are looking out. When something happens, am I going to demand for the best? Am I going to put my best foot forward? Am I going to give my best? Am I going to prepare as the best? Am I going to show up as the best? You see what I'm saying? Your passions, your values, your struggles, your ambitions, your understanding of how things happen and come together. Will that show what you believed in, and how you believe about yourself? So it's just being honest with yourself. You don't need to be a replica of someone else. You don't need to be a replica of someone else. You just have to grow and become the best version of yourself. You're not in competition with anybody. You're in competition with yourself. How do you know this? Every time you see something good happen to someone and you feel any iota of jealousy, you know what that means? That means you want that thing for yourself. You're just angry that you're not the one that thing is happening to. What you should do is to be grateful for that person, send a message so you can deal with the jealousy, then send a prayer to God that, Lord, I want the same thing. I want it to happen to me. I want it to happen in my life. Then begin to make effort, work towards that thing happening to your life. The message you just sent to the universe, to the earth, to yourself, is that I'm not going to be bothered about what happened to somebody to the extent that I'm feeling bad, but rather I'll be grateful for when it happened to someone else, because I know if it can happen for A, it can happen for me. Then I will congratulate A because that happened for A, because anything you're grateful for will happen to you. Then I will look out for the steps that A took to get what it got. Then I'll be willing to take those steps, make those adjustments so I can get that. That's how you grow. You become the best version of yourself. You demand of yourself the same thing you demand from others. If you say people should work hard, you work hard. If you say people should be the best, you be the best. If you say people should speak to you without shouting at you, don't shout at people. If you say people should respect others. Whatever you think, however you think, you should be treated, entertained, spoken to, that's how you must reflect and do to others. That's how you demand the best from yourself. And that's self-discovery. It's discovering who you are, your passions, your values, your struggles, your ambition, and understanding that all of these things put together will form your true, unique identity. And like I said, for me, what God says about me is my identity. I've embraced it, I believe it, and I'm practicing it on a daily basis. You decide for yourself. And it's just simple as that. Your passion is your passion. Your values are your values. You have to decide your values. Your struggles are your struggles. Your ambitions are your ambitions. Nobody's going to do this work for you. That's why I said at the beginning, thinking for yourself is the most difficult task for everyone. Because all the things I just said requires you sitting down and thinking through. What are my values? Write them down. What am I passionate about? Write them down. What am I ambitious? What are my ambition? Write it down. What are my struggles? You know, I don't know. Write all of them down, embrace it, and actively set goals around those things and keep growing. Every single person under the sound of my voice, everyone here is one of a kind. And that's why when you put your fingerprint on a place, no two persons has the same fingerprint. And that's why as I'm speaking, somebody else will come and speak on the same subject matter and you speak differently. But you might think the person spoke better than me, but the person didn't. The person spoke to according to their struggle, according to their passion. If you like what the person said, it's because it resonates with you. If you don't appreciate what I said, it's because it did not resonate with you, because you do not understand my struggle, my delivery, and all of that. So that means you are the wrong audience. So anytime you speak to people and they do not accept you, anytime you do anything and it seems as if you failed, it's not on you. It's just that wherever you are, the capacity that you have at that time, the audience you're speaking to are not at the same level. They do not recognize that value. They do not appreciate it. If you take that same thing to a different audience, you'll be shocked how they will appreciate it, value it, and embrace it. And that's why as you go about embracing your uniqueness, never go to where you are not invited. Never do business with the person that is not willing to talk to you. Never waste your time with people that do not value what you bring to the table. Because what happens is that they're going to kill your morale, kill your drive, make you feel less of yourself. And once you feel less of yourself, you become depressed. You will no longer be motivated to take action. And once you don't take action, you go down, spiral down south. And before you know, the little that you have will be wasted. This reminds me of the story of the parable of the sower, right? That they gave the parable of the talent, that they gave everyone talents. And the man with 10 talent did business with it, came back. The one with 5 talent did business. But the one with 1 talent, because of how he thinks of the master, said, because I know you're a difficult master, he said, I will go and bury this 1 talent. So when you come, I'll give it to you. He was playing safe because he thought the master is difficult. And that shaped how he acted. But the master said, if you knew I was difficult and you know I'm a very hard man, why didn't you take my talent and give it to the money lender so at least I'll have interest? You see what I'm saying? So my question to the parable of the talent is that why did you even take the master 1 talent? That would be my question. If you know I'm a difficult and hard man, you should have rejected my talent and said, I don't want to do business with you because I cannot do business with you. You're a difficult man. The moment you decide to take my 1 talent, you must play according to my rules. So what am I saying to you? The moment you decide to make anybody your friend, make anybody your colleague, make anybody, your friend, make anybody your partner, the moment you decide to work within a community, you've put yourself under the conditions to accept their terms, their condition, and you must be willing to work with that. If it is not working for you, walk away. Because if it's not working for you, it's going to break you, it's going to diminish you. But the moment you accept to be in that circle, be in that community, you must do all you can within your capacity, within your level to grow, to become better, to become the best. And if you must walk away, you must have come to the place where you did all, exhausted all possibilities, got to a place where you realize you're not built for this place before you walk away. Because if you don't, what you just said to yourself, you're not willing to try, you're not willing to grow, you're not willing to make adjustments. So how does this shape your career choices? Now to the nitty-gritty. Your career is just not about securing a paycheck, no. The life you choose now is not about money, it's about making a difference whilst you are making money and while you are honoring your unique design. When you discover who you truly are, you become intentional in choosing the paths that you want to live. The moment you realize who you are, pride, arrogance, confidence comes in. I'm telling you. It's of Igberaga. Because you now know your capacity, you now know your abilities. You now know that nothing is too difficult for you to attain if you give it some time. You now know that no skill is hard to learn if you give it some time. You now know that anybody that you see that is doing something better, that they are being celebrated, if you are giving some time to learn, to work hard, you will get there. Now that is power. So in choosing your path, in choosing your career, you will be very intentional because you know that if I choose the best, I can become the best. If I choose anything less, I've just defined myself to be less. So I always tell people when you want to do a business, make sure the business has the market share that is so big. And that gives you room that if you own just 1% of that market share, you can feed your family for life. Because the same energy that is required to close a $1 billion deal, that is the same energy that is required to close a 1,000 naira deal. Take it from me, same energy, same amount of intelligence. It's just your mindset. People that are closing a $1 billion deal, they're not doing anything different. It's just the mindset. The mindset tells them I can do it. So when they get into that atmosphere, they stay there. But your mindset tells you that it's too big. When you get into that atmosphere, it shows your energy the energy you emit is the energy of I cannot do it, I'm afraid. And they will see it and they won't give you the deal. So this mindset guarantees your creativity, productivity, and success in whatever you do. So let's take an example of a picture of a bird that is forced to swim. If you force a bird to swim, the bird will struggle, right? A bird can swim. But when you set a bird free to fly, it will fly and reach its potential. So that applies to you too. If you take your uniqueness and put it in the wrong audience, you will struggle. But if you're intentional, understanding who you are, understanding your uniqueness, and you put it in the right environment, you will soar. So please, as you look inwards and reflect, because it talked about reflection before this, and that was so apt. You reflect clearly on your weaknesses and your strengths, and you embrace your weaknesses and tell the story around your weaknesses, because out of your misery, you can get a ministry. And you embrace your strengths and grow within your strength. Take both of them like that. Tell a powerful story that you're convinced about and act according to that story and keep repeating the same habits. Trust me, the sky is your limit. So what are the practical steps you can use to start your self-discovery? First thing, reflect, like we said. Write down your passions, your worries, your greatest accomplishments, your disappointment, patterns that you see in your life, ambition. Just write down stuff so you can have clarity. 2, seek feedback. How do you seek feedback? Speak to friends. People that are closer to you will tell you the truth. But make sure you are someone that can handle the truth. A lot of people say, tell me the truth, tell me the truth. The moment you tell them, they become defensive. They start arguing. Why did you ask me to tell you the truth in the first place? If you know you're going to argue. So make sure you develop a thick skin to deal with the truth. Let me say this to you. If you want to be successful, you must be willing to deal with criticism. If you can't deal with criticism, if you can't take correction, don't bother. Stay mediocre. Don't bother. Because the moment you become successful, you become visible. And once you're visible, you're a target. And once you're a target, people will criticize you. People are going to say things about you. You must know who you are and develop a thick skin to deal with it. That's why knowing who you are is so important. And embracing your weakness. So if they're telling you about your weakness, you know, I know my weakness. You don't need to tell me. I know my struggles already. You're singing to the choir. So you must take feedback. Ask friends, ask families, ask colleagues, and hear what they think and write it down. 2, take assessment tests like the one Ifeoluwa just mentioned. You have a lot of them on the internet. Try some of them. It will give you something to work with. Three, the one I love the most. I mean, four, the one I love the most. Prayer and studying of the word. Sorry, I got to go there. I'm a faith man. Got to pray. Spend time praying. Spend time studying. If you look closely into the word of God, it will tell you who you are. It will show you your strengths, show your weaknesses, and tell you that God still loves you regardless. That is something to work with. That will help you. You know, I mean, not go there. Let's leave that. Number six, serve, volunteer, serve. Always look for a place to serve. And experiment. Whatever you're thinking about, do it. Be quick to take action. Learn to make quick decisions now. You're young. Make quick decisions. When your friends are dilly-dallying, decide, move. Let people begin to see that you're a man of action. Execute. Nobody knows everything. Nobody knows it all. Anybody that is advising is because they've experimented, they tried it, and they got some feedback. You too, try yours. Be bold. Fortune only favors the bold. Try different club, internships, volunteer on different roles, and you find out where you flourish easily. When you find it, stay there. Final words. If your uniqueness is a gift from God, don't let comparison diminish it. Don't let uncertainty keep you stagnant. Step boldly into the future that you've created. You know, you're the one creating your future. Like I said, all of you decided to be part of this group. You joined this thing. This meeting that we're having, we all agreed to be here. You know, 2 hours ago, this meeting was our future. Today is our present. Next 2 hours is another future. Whatever we decide to do in the next 2 hours, like I've decided to do some things in my next 2 hours, I've created my future. And I've created my tomorrow. 7 a.m. I'll be in church. I've created it. I can decide to be sleeping. So know all your decisions and your choices, you are creating your future. Don't blame anybody. That's why you must step into with boldness, right? Embrace it. It's your life. You have one to live. Don't be afraid. Make good decisions. Learn how to make good decisions. The one way to make good decisions is to learn how to solve a problem. Sense of judgment. That's the topic for another day. Your ability to identify a problem, analyze it, and make good is you need to learn it. How to make good decisions. Quick judgment. You need to learn it. It will help you. Because the more you make good decisions, the more you're confident about your decision-making skills, right? When you align with your passion, when you align your passion with your purpose, you become a force for transformation. What that means is that whatever is your passion, once it's in alignment with the purpose that you created for yourself, nobody's going to create it for you. Let me tell you people, young people, nobody's going to create a purpose for you. God is not going to come down to give you a purpose. They are deceiving you. You define your purpose yourself. Nobody, forget those talk that pastors and motivational speakers are saying. Nobody, you hear me, will come and create a purpose for you. God has come down, he has spoken to everybody he wants to speak to. That's why you have the Bible, that's why you have history. Choose, create a purpose for yourself, go. And if it's not working, create another one. God will meet you there. Trust me. Thank you all for your time. If you have any question, I'm available. Blessings.
Woo! That's the first reaction top of my head. Like, God, download this much information. Thank you so much, Mr. Bassey. Thank you so very much for this words. I mean, I had so much written down. I think I'll need to sit back for about an hour after this session to redigest all that you have spoken about. Thank you so much for your time, sir. So, guys, if you have questions, of course, please let me see. Signify by raising your hand. So I have a question, and I think I would start. I think I would start by asking my own question. So you'd spoken about not staying around people who don't value your who don't value what you are bringing to the table, because then it might dampen your motivations. You can, and I'm going to come in from the business sense. So as a young founder myself, I'm trying to build something quite novel. From my sense of marketing, they would always say move from the people around you to the people outside. You grow from like your circle to people outside, right? But one thing that you notice is that probably it is the case of see finish or something around that. People who are around you, they tend to undervalue you, you know. So how best can you handle the situation of moving on from the people who are probably around you who don't see the value?
Leave them alone. Don't
Okay.
bother yourself, man of God. Leave them alone. You're wasting your time.
Okay.
Anytime you speak to someone and they don't have their attention span for what you're saying is short, stop talking.
Mm.
Anytime you're speaking to somebody about your vision and they are not willing to give you grace, leave them alone. You're wasting your time. Let me tell you the funny thing about people. You see, once I've known you for a while and I've made up my mind about you, and you come to me with a noble vision, all I'm saying that you're not going to make it happen. I know you now. You're lazy. But I did not know. What I did not know is that yesterday night, you made up your mind no longer to be lazy. You've
Mm.
changed your mind, right? Now you are fired up. So what the earth does is that the earth, the universe, the way it works for those that want to be successful, the moment you make up your mind about something by yourself, he's going to send all the possible people that you love to reject you first. That's your first test to know if you really want what you said you wanted, to know if you've made a divine, I used to call it, what's that name? A divine decision. No, there's another word, a divine, it's not a DD, a DQD, a divine quality decision. Yes. A divine quality decision is a decision that you make with yourself and God, right? And you said, going forward, this is what I'm going to do. The moment you make that decision, the devil is coming to test it because you said it. He heard you, right? And he's going to send those that you love the most, people that you believe in, to tell you a big no. Why? To diminish, distract, and demoralize you. To test if you truly mean what you just said the previous night. Now, the proof that you're serious about your life is that when they say that you take their feedback well, they love you. That's why they are telling you. They are telling you that the world is harsh. This world is tough. If you have a novel vision, you're going to be dealt with. They are preparing you because it's the truth. When somebody says, don't do it, they are correct. Oh. Don't do it. Oh. They are very correct. So if you decide to do it, be ready for the wahala. What they are saying that when the wahala starts, don't call me. I won't come for help. I won't help you. So you that you decided to be that visionary, face it. Don't cry to us. So. If God has called you, call him to help you. So you leave them. Go and look for those that don't know you because you stand a chance more with people that don't know you at the early stage. Watch this now. For help than those that know you a lot. That's the first set. Because any business that you're doing, any vision that you have that requires people that know you to support it first is not a vision. God didn't send you. A vision was bigger than the people that know you. That's one. Two, also, if out of 10 people that know you, all of them are saying the same thing, that means you've been living you've been living a bad life. That means you don't have character previously.
Okay.
Because if you've been living well, if you've been showing character in little things, out of 10 close friends, families, one or two should be able to say, hey, Ife, I see what you're saying and I agree with you. I know you have capacity for this, but to do this, you need this. One or two must be able to say that. One, at least one.
Sure.
And that will be your first true believer or your first believer. Let me say this to you. When you have a vision, there are 4 people you meet. Doubters, what's the second layer? Come on. Forgotten the second layer, but there are doubters, there are believers, and there are true believers. Doubters, and come on, man, I've forgotten, right? But the doubters are the ones that will tell you that, this thing can't work, right? The second level of people that will say, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think you have capacity for it. The third people are people that will believe you and are willing to support you. But when trouble comes, you might not find it. The last set of people are the true believers, are those that will believe you, walk with you, go through the pain and the difficult times with you. And if you find one, you're blessed. So whenever you start something, if you speak to 10 people close to you and they all say no, that's a good feedback that you've been living poorly, badly, and you don't have capacity for what you want to do. So to avoid you being discouraged, leave 10 of them. Go and develop character by talking to people you don't know and winning those people's hearts. But if you've been living well, you've been showing some level of capacity, out of that 10, 1 or 2 will say, I hear you and I'm willing to do this with you, I will support you. Those are the 2 people you need. The rest, don't talk to them again going forward. That's my answer.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Well, I don't know if you guys have questions, please signify by raising up your hand. Please, if you have questions, signify by raising up your hand. Let's quickly do that so that we can release Mr. Inibas. You can ask questions too. For people who I know, Victoria mentioned that she's an entrepreneur. Mr. Inibasi is a seasoned entrepreneur. He has done different businesses from car sales, and now he's into real estate, he's developing, you know. So yeah, if you have questions. Okay, Benjamin, please unmute your mic, ask your question.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for the session. This was this was really impactful. It's always a very amazing time to learn from your wealth of wisdom. So I would quickly just want to ask along the lines of criticism. And sometimes people might have like genuine concerns about what you're doing, and they would be sincerely and genuinely giving like constructive criticism. And it takes, so the question is how well, like, how are you supposed to handle criticism? And at what point do you know the criticism is basically not to just demotivate you and point you towards failure? And because sometimes criticism can be like very demoralizing because you're doing something that you feel, okay, you're on the right path, you're doing this very well, everything is going smoothly, and the criticism just hits, and it's more like you're back to starting from scratch. So, what's like the best approach in reacting to criticism? Thank you, sir.
So criticism is feedback, very essential feedback. You need feedback in anything you're doing. Criticism also shows that if you've been honest with yourself and your capacity. So once someone starts criticizing and it demoralizes you and paralyzes you, that means you have to work on yourself, your self-confidence. That means you yourself have a challenge in believing in yourself and what you're doing. That's the first thing. That's the first feedback. If I want to do any business now and I'm speaking to, like I wanted to start real estate and I spoke to my mom and she said, don't do it. She had her reasons, land business, you're not from Lagos State, they will call you Moibo, they're going to deal with land businesses where evil people thrive and all that. She has a reason and she was very correct, right? But also, I also have a superior reason and a superior conviction. So I said, yes, I hear you clearly. What she was saying to me, what I took from that was that you have to be very careful, you have to be very strategic. You see what I mean? These problems will come, but you must be willing to overcome them. What are your strategies to overcome them? I took the criticism like that, but not to do it. No, I'm fully convinced, right? I say, thank you, mom, but I'll do it regardless. But I hear you, I understand your fears. And I said, I'm not going to call you for any problem. I'm only going to call you for good news. So that means if I have a problem now, I already know my mom can't help me because she has already told me, don't do it. You see what I'm saying? That's our criticism. But if the criticism demoralizes me and I say, hey, let me give you a typical example. A man married to a wife, right? There's an opportunity for him to apply for oil field. Maybe they're giving oil rig. And he goes home and he tells his wife, my wife, there's an opportunity in this company. NNPC wants to give oil well. And I think we should apply. And the wife, because every wife is concerned about stability and security. Ladies that are here will understand. And she looks at the money they have in their account. She looks at the challenges that will come with that. She says, you know what, let's just stay with the business we are doing now. Don't do it. The man has 2 options. If he's not fully convinced, he will say, hey, I love my wife a lot. My wife advised me not to do it. He will not do it. Because he's not fully convinced. He was just looking for somebody, to agree with him. Let me tell you the bad one about it. Then one of his friends that 2 of them were discussing this thing spoke to his own wife. The wife also told him not to do it, but he was really convinced. He decides to go ahead and do it. Watch this now. That friend succeeds 3 years down the line. He's now a multi-billionaire, living the life, traveling with his family. His own wife will remind him and tell him, but you say you won't be into this business. Why didn't you do it? He will tell his wife, but you said I shouldn't. Say, why did you listen to me? Today now you would have been the one buying me all these bags traveling. So the wife will say, oh, I told you not to do 17. Did that mean you're not ready? It's what I'm saying. That's how life is. That's a typical example of convention. So when people criticize what you're doing, is to first of all check if you yourself you're convinced. If you're fully convinced, you will hear the feedback that you need to hear, where they are saying you lack capacity, where they are saying you don't have an idea, where they are saying you are ignorant. You will take that and begin to work on those feedback to be better. But your conviction, your why, cannot be tempered with. Anytime what people say affect your why, you are not convinced. Don't put it on people. Blame it on yourself. That's your problem. Do you understand? So it's like me speaking now. If you want to become a speaker, the first time I wanted to be a speaker, I told friends, they said, what do you know? What do you want to speak about? And they were very correct. They say you don't even know how to speak good English. You make a lot of mistakes with your English. Your grammar, a lot of errors. And they were very correct. Absolutely. But I said, I think I can speak. So what they were telling me was that go and study, get more knowledge about life, about things. What they were saying to me, learn your grammar, speak well, don't go and embarrass us. What did I need to face? I needed to study. That was the first body. The next thing, I needed to be bold to speak. Even when I make a mistake and I'm corrected, I'll go with that. I got better. Am I still at my best? No, sir. Am I still learning? Yes, sir. Will I stop speaking? No, sir. Even with the bad grammar, I shall speak. My conviction is solid. Your criticism gives me feedback, and I keep it moving. Guess what? Once you do this and you succeed, the same set of people come and tell you, I always knew you were going to make it in life. They were looking out for it because they didn't want you to embarrass them. They are looking out for it because they know they cannot help you if there's trouble. They are afraid because they don't have capacity to help you. That's what you should know. So when you have problems, don't call them. Don't call them. Don't call your critics because they'll tell you, I told you so. But when you find one person that believes in you, that's the person you should stick with. I hope that helps you.
Oof.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bassey. I'm just downloading information. So yeah, Naomi, I see your hands, but I'm going to take permit me to take Faye before you. Faye, are you still here? Faye raised her hands before
Yeah,
you.
yes, I'm here.
Okay, so Faye, go.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Anibasi. So my question is that you said we should embrace our uniqueness, tell a story about something and maybe something you about yourself or something. But now, let's say that you've seen a unique feature about yourself, something you want to talk about, but then your environment does not permit it. Like, how do you navigate such problem? How do you go about it? That's just simply my question.
So let me ask you, how do you know your environment does not permit it? How did you know? Just give me an
Probably
example.
for somebody that stays maybe with family and you probably do not have a lot of people you communicate with, but then you just feel like there's something about you, there's a story you want to tell, but they feel like, but people around you are not encouraging. People around you don't even bite the idea. They just feel like, now, like they don't
So have
even
you tested that?
they don't
Have
see
you
the word
tested
the
the
way you
idea?
see it.
Yes, have you tested the idea? So you people around you, Abby, they are trying to discourage you. That's what I was saying. So your resolve
Yeah.
is not strong. If you are not sure about yourself. For you to be sure about yourself, that story, take your phone, tell
Okay.
that story, test it, put it out there, wait for the feedback. That's the
Okay.
only way to know.
Thank you
Tell
very
that
much.
story. Put it on internet. Why are you waiting for people around you? How they help you? They're already telling you they don't believe in you, so they cannot help you. Leave them alone. You have 1 million people on your phone. That story you want to tell it to the best of your ability, edit it, put it out there and wait for the feedback. Do it for a month. Tell the same story, tweak it. Use ChatGPT as your friend to tell that story in 30 different ways. For a month, post it. Wait for feedback. Then you can come back and tell me if it's a good story or a bad story. That's how you know. You need to test the market. Don't let anybody tell you about the market. Let the market tell you about yourself. The market will give you direction.
Thank you very much,
I hope
sir.
that helps you. Yeah, I
Yes.
hope that helps you.
Ooh.
So you see, this life requires courage. It's not cho.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Any, once again. I mean, if it helps you to, you need to test the market because when I was building my startup too, I had so many things in theory. When I got into the market, I was shocked, I was dazzled, So, and when those feedback comes, it does not mean that your idea is not valid. Like I said, it's also time for you to also reflect, go back and tweak one or two things, then go back again. So it's all just feedback basically. So Moyo, sorry, I saw your hands up. Are you still here? Let me allow you. I think let's take Moyo, sorry. If there's any other question, please signify now after Moyo, sorry, so that would allow Mr. Bassey enjoy the rest of the evening.
Please, 1 minute before Maurice says anything. I just want to say to every one of us, see, life is not that hard. We are the ones, the way we think, we make life hard. See, there's nothing wrong with you, your situation, where you are. You're not the first. There is nothing happening to you that's not happened to anybody before. Don't be giving yourself excuses. Listen, life is about feedback and how you respond to the feedback. Simple. Just if you take it as simple as this, it's easy. Feedback. Who you love the most will hurt you the most, but it depends on your response. So you do something, life reacts like this, take feedback, make adjustments, try it again. You do something again, you got a certain kind of result. As far as it's not the result you wanted, tweak it, adjust it, try it again. It's just mere feedback and responses. If you respond right, you get a better feedback. And that good feedback is money in your pocket, recognition, respect. And once that happens, everything becomes easy. But to get to that point is the retest. And that's where your conviction has to be strong. You can ask a question now.
Good evening, Mr. Amy. Thank you so much for your session. I think it's just there's so much insights going around. My question would be that, what would you advise somebody who is multi-passionate, somebody who has so many interests, and they genuinely enjoy different
So you're
things?
breaking now. I can't hear you again. What I heard last was that so many interests. So try it again. Somebody that is multi-talented and has so many interests. Breaking. Can't even hear you. Can you leave the call and come back?
Okay, Naomi, I think your network is really breaking. The last thing that you said that we heard is multi-talented. So probably you might want to jump out and jump back in, or go back to where
But
your network is.
sorry, if she can hear me, I think I know the question she's asking.
Okay.
But if she can type it will help. I think what she's saying is that someone that is multi-talented, what should they do, right? Because you have interests pulling you different direction. If that's your question, what I'll say to you, pick one. Just pick one. Focus on that one. Give it a 3-year span. 3 years minimum, maximum 5 years. If you've not done anything for 3 years minimum and maximum of 5 years, you don't have anybody to say it's not working. They play 2 months, 3 months. That's not feedback. Minimum of 3 years, max of 5 years. Focus on that one thing. You have enough time on yourself. Once that one thing works after 3 years, every other thing that you have interest will fall in line. So I give you an example. TD Jakes and some pastors, they preached, but they wanted to act movies. They wanted to be TV hosts. They wanted to be every other thing. It was locked up there, but they found preaching first. That opened the door. If you look at some comedians, they started doing comedy first. From comedy, that opened the door. Then they started acting. They started doing other things. They were acting before. Some people were musicians before. It didn't pop. They tried something else. It didn't pop. So you look for something. Pick one first. Every musician that I know that it didn't pop, they didn't do it for a year. They push to the place they go. Even as a matter of fact, the more you are pushing and you're trying to hit that 3 years minimum timing, the real talent that wants to pop will pop. Somebody will call you, say, this thing, try this one now. But you will never know if you don't test it. So if you're multi-talented, right, pick one. Stay focused on that one, on that skill rather, learn, build capacity, give it minimum of 3 years for feedbacks. Because let me tell you, the one that will pop, it is the capacity you've built with the one you chose that you will use with that one that pops to elevate it. Because if you don't build capacity and character, you still struggle with the right one because talent is not enough.
Talent is not enough. I think that is like the perfect conclusion. Talent is not enough. Thank you so very much, Mr. Bassey. This has been over 100. This is like 1,000, 1,000 rate mark for me. This is so mind-blowing on so many levels. I have a full note. My mind is super enlarged. Thank you so much for giving us this access, for the privilege. Moyo, sorry, was your question answered?
Yes, it was. It was. You said something I picked now. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great, great. So thank you so much. Thank you super much. This is a big privilege that I don't take for granted. I believe everyone here has learned greatly. And we want to say a big thank you for your time, for pouring out, for sharing so much with us. Thank you so very much. We greatly appreciate. Thank you and God bless you, sir. Thank you and God bless you, sir.
Sorry if I do a final word. I just felt led to share this with you guys. Guys, don't be afraid. There are a lot of things I was afraid of when I was much younger. I regret it. There is nobody you admire, including myself, that you think is better than me. Once you move closer to great people, you find that they have lots of flaws, even more flaws than you. They doubt themselves, they second guess themselves. But the difference between them and you, they make a decision and they just execute. Two things you must learn how to do: make a decision, execute, learn along the way. Make a decision, execute, learn along the way. If you have a friend that is annoying you and you feel like you should cut the friend off, cut him off. Don't wait. After you cut the friend off, if you executed Abi, learn along the way if that was a bad decision. If it's a bad decision, make adjustments. Call the friend, apologize, start all over. That's how you grow. Watch these three things. Make a decision, execute, make adjustments, repeat. Make a decision, execute, make adjustments, repeat. Don't be afraid to say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Repeat. Just do that. The world is looking for people that can make decisions fast, execute, and make adjustments. Every other thing is waste of time. So don't be afraid, right? Try things. Just make a decision. Go out there, do it. If it doesn't work, you're sorry. Try again. Then you find your path. And once you find your path, embrace it, be convinced about it, tell your story about it, and the world will come to you with help. Blessings.
Blessings. Everybody, what do we have to say? Please, I want to see all your thank yous at this point. If you have been, if you have really, learned something, let me see your react. I believe I'm being biased by being the only one saying thank you here. Thank you so much, Mr. Aini. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. So, guys, that rounds up today's session. That rounds up today's session. It's, as you can see, there is so much that we can learn from people who are ahead of us. We have all these legit dreams. We have all these beautiful desires, beautiful aspirations. But when we are able to, learn from people who have gone ahead of us, one thing I am super convinced about is that we won't repeat the mistakes that they have made. Like you just said, don't be afraid. He has been able to share a story with us, how we got into real estate. Your family might not even be the best person to get validation from. I mean, but just be convinced, give it a try, take a bet on yourself, and you're going to achieve super amazing things. I won't want to bore you all out. I have my notes full. I think I have about 3 pages here, but I'm going to go back and redigest this. So if you are not on the group and you are here, the recorded version should be uploaded on YouTube. I think the link would be shared to the group so that everybody can also replay and learn the lesson. Next week, we are going to be having another session. Next week, we are going to be having Mr. Dari Aliu. Is another phenomenal CEO. He has he's built his fashion business. He has branches in about seven countries now in Africa. Is one of the biggest, fashion designers in Nigeria. And with people like that, you just get insights, get so many amazing insights. Then finally, guys, we need your support. We need your help. We need we need you to work with us, right? Invite your colleagues, invite your friends. Imagine if your friends are here listening to these things. The goal for us is we want to build this community. We want to build this community to host thousands of youths. We need you to participate on the groups. We are going to be having tasks on the group. So why we created the communities, let me even make this clear. So I know somebody like Black Beauty. She's a fashion designer. She's an amazing fashion designer, and she also sells perfume, right? If I'm not mistaken, she sells perfume, right? And we have people who are also fashion designers, and the world has grown past the way where you just want to be the one and only. You can even see somebody like Vicky James supporting other fashion designers. So we want to create that network where we young people, we are pushing ourselves, we're encouraging ourselves. So if there's any interest that you have, join the community. We are going to be having tasks for you. We're going to be having monthly giveaways. Join in, be a part, participate, be there, lock in there. By the end of this program, everybody is going to be a better part of it. Then also we have a referral, we have an ambassadorship program going on. It is a system that rewards you for referring your friends. So you all know that you have 1 week free trial, which we of course extended till next week. But after the 1 week free trial, you'll be expected to pay a 4,000 naira membership fee per month. And so what we are doing is if you refer your friends when they join in, when they become members, we give you 1,000 naira referral commission on everybody that you refer to the program. So 1,000 naira referral commission on every referral that you bring to the program. And this is just to ensure that the program is better. You can see that the quality of speakers we have are not just ordinary people. These are big and powerful people, and we might not be paying them their worth, but trust me, what is going into honorarium is not little. So we just want to ensure that we are able to honor these men so that we are able to get, continued access to them. And so we can make this program beautiful for everybody. Yeah. So at the end of this program, there's going to be a pitch competition that should be towards November. We're going to have a pitch competition by November. And it's going to be amazing. We're going to be rewarding the top 5 persons with 1 million naira each. We are not capping. We're going to reward the top 5 persons in that competition with 1 million naira each. And we're also going to be helping 10 businesses register their businesses with CAC. So the preparatory program has started. We are locking in. Invite your friends, your colleagues, even people that you hate. Let them be a part of this. Let them be a part of this. Let's do this together. Let's grow together. Let's, develop one another together. I appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate, I appreciate you for believing in us. And thank you so much for, committing your time. And I really hope the end goal of this is that you'll be able to look back and you would see transformation. Transformation is noticeable. You would know when you are growing. There is nobody will need to tell you. You would know when you are growing, right? And that is the end goal for us. We want to see people foster relationship from this program, work relationship, business relationships. We want to see people grow. We want to see people connect. We want to see people develop, right? That is the end goal for us. And I think that is all I have to share with you. Thank you so much for being here. If there's any other question, let me know. If I have questions, let me know. If there are no questions, if there are no questions. So if there are no questions, my name is Ifeolu Ogushe once again. You all can call me YG. YG means your guy. YG is short for your guy. And I'm glad to be all of you your guys. So to I mean, stay on the group. We have like amazing tasks for you this week. You would see you would be on the groups, and should keep sharing updates with you guys. And I love you all. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and see you all. Take care.